Hello there, folks. Okay. I've recently learned an addition to the timeline that makes things quite interesting. So, it is interesting indeed. Okay. Yeah. I have two friends. Two. I have other people that I'm friendly with, but really as friends, the ones that I count as proper friends, as people who I will still know in probably 20 years' time. The rest I won't, but the two people I probably will still know are Rob and Bianca Hyam. I met Rob around about the year 2000, so I've known him for around about 25 years. I met Bianca shortly after the two of them got married, and that would have been about 2013. So it's about 12 years that I've known Bianca for. Okay. Well, it would have been a bit earlier than 2013, I would guess. About 2012. Yeah, that probably met Bianca, yes. So I moved up to Scotland in 2013. And I do believe it would have been June 2014. I moved into the place I'm in Elgin. In July 2014, Rob and Bianca were going to go back to New Zealand. They had some money raised, but then Rob said, oh, actually, he was going to help me out and help me to get Chewy, who you would have seen in these videos, the long-haired collie. The one in the videos where I'm kicking the football in the snow, I'm kicking it into the snow into his face. That's Chewy. Yeah. Chewy's a wonderful boy. What a wonderful little boy Choo Choo was. He was stunning. What a gentle nature that boy had. Fantastic. Or still has, hopefully, wherever he is now. So, this is quite remarkable. So, yeah. So, Rob took me to go and get Chewy. Yeah, around about, because I'd already had Molly, already got Molly in about May. So it would have been July. Yes. End of July, Rob took me to go and get Chewy. Yeah. A year later, well, let's go back a tiny bit. Around about the time that I met Bianca, Rob had already spoken to me about if I want to get married again, speak to God about who this wife is going to be, about her character, personality, etc., etc., etc. And write down the details that God gives. So, okay, that's what I did. And I kept that book for a number of years until October of 2021. Then I just ripped that page out and ripped it up for it into the bin. Once I realised this woman is married, then I ripped it out because can't be trusting that now because that was her and she's married, so therefore okay, rip that out. So that was around about 2012, 2013. 2015, Rob and Bianca. This would have been in the summer in the UK, so it would have been the wintry. No, it would have been the winter UK, so the summer in Australia. So it could have been just around about the turn of the year. So shortly after, Rob helped me to get Chewy. Very short, just a few months after. They went back to New Zealand and they met up with the woman that God had told me is supposed to be my wife. They met up with her in New Zealand. Well, they met her in New Zealand. They didn't meet up with her, they met her in New Zealand. Because I noticed earlier that she is a friend of Bianca. And when I looked into it, just on Facebook, just typed the woman's name in Facebook, the woman's name, but with the middle name of Jade, Then I found out that yes, they met in 2015 in what would have been the summer in New Zealand, so it would have been the winter here. So it could have been either early January, February, or it could have been November, December of that year. Not sure which one. So yeah. So of the only two friends that I have, around about a year to 2 years after Robert told me to go to God to speak to her about wife, a year or less after Robert helped me to get Chewy. And actually Rob took me to go and get Molly, I think, as well. So my first tour, I believe that, well, because I didn't drive at the time, I believe Rob took me to go and get Molly, and he also took me to go and paid for Chewy. So therefore Rob was heavily involved in me getting the two collies, the first two, of this bunch that you see here. Okay. I met this woman only after these dogs, including Molly and Chewy, have been taken away from me. So after I lost my family, I met this woman. She came and stood next to me in church. And when she came and stood next to me, she appeared as if she'd been in the presence of God. She had that shimmer about her. Yeah. It is quite remarkable to think of those connections. And at the beginning of me getting the dogs was Rob and Bianca, and they then met her around about 6 months or maybe a year afterwards, or nearly a bit afterwards, in New Zealand. So, as I say, it would be remarkable if I had around about 2,000 friends. It would be remarkable that she would have met some of my friends in a different country and been friends with them since that time. But there's only two. Only two, and she met them both at that time. So Rob was there at the beginning of me getting my dog. She was there at the end. Bizarre. Remarkable. Yeah, what it means? Hopefully nothing. The reason why I say hopefully nothing is because I've said before, and I'll mention it briefly again. Asking a pastor to ban someone from church is, I can't think of anything worse. Well, a churchy person doing that is basically wanting that person to go to hell. And to go to hell for eternity. I can't think of anything worse that someone could have done. I just did a video talking about false accusations. If she had made 10 false accusations against men, putting 10 men in prison, saying that those men had tried to rape her or something like that, and that was lies, I could deal with that a damn sight easier than her asking a pastor to ban me from church. So there you go. You take care. God bless.